I'm making this video. Basically, I'm calling it How I Make Money with Depression and How I Cope. Um, the first thing you got to do is have a sense of humor and you got to let it out. And the second thing is you have to have faith, you got to have hope and believe that things are going to get better. I've had depression for a long time and it's been very difficult, bipolar disorder especially. So, I mean, there's days that I'll show you an example. I feel like Peter Pez, and I like to feel like Peter Pez. But other days, I feel like Ozzy, and that's when my meds aren't working for me. And then if things get really bad, helter skelter. But I really want to be just one dog, and that's Yoda. Right, Yoda?
My meditation, you have interrupted.
I'm sorry, I'll put you down. Anyway, I listen to music, and that's how I cope. Beavis and Butthead, loved it. Anyway, if a commercial or cartoons can make money, you can make money. I mean, how you won't make money is by doing nothing and being satisfied with where you're at and accepting it. And I know, because I'm living proof, that if you've had depression and if you've had depression for a long time, you're not making it. You've had a hard time keeping down a job, finding a job, being out in public, having anxiety disorder like me. And then you become unreliable. And you end up eventually getting fired, or something happens, doesn't work out, and you go into depression and you lose your job. But I mean, that was like the old days before this Great Depression, which they say is a recession, but it's not. It's a depression. And there's people that ever since the depression have been out of work, which has put them into a depression. So now you have another class of people with depression that may have never had depression before, but they had a, a lot of great reasons for getting into that depression. Unfortunately, there was even people that jumped out of buildings on Wall Street. People that were very rich jumped out of windows. They knew that they lost it all. And you think that that's really sad. That's really sad that they felt like they were so hopeless that they had to do something like that. And how much it affected their family, you know, and friends. So, I mean, that's not an option. Don't let it ever be an option. Um, I make money online, and I make money online because of my depression and my anxiety doesn't give me an I can't get out there. I just can't get out there. Um, I also have problems with my neck and my back, and had surgery and been hospitalized 7 times. So I think I've probably gone through counseling at least a couple of thousand hours. Um, and it just took a long time for me to get the right meds to get stable, stable enough that I could do this. And if you're not stable right now, don't give up. Never give up. Be positive. Be proactive in your whole treatment. And if you're not happy with your psychologist, psychiatrist, or whatever, um, tell them you need a medication change. And if they're not willing to do a medication change, find another psychiatrist. Don't settle. I don't care if you're on Medicaid or whatever. There's still another option. There's still another doctor, and maybe one that'll really understand you and where you're coming from and give you the right meds. Like I said, I make money online, and I've done it with affiliate marketing, network marketing, MLM. But the thing that really has worked for me the most is blogging. And I joined a company and used their system, and it has been incredible. That's why I'm on here right now trying to talk to you about this. Um, Even if you have depression, even if you're going through a mild depression or you've been clinically depressed, it doesn't really matter. Um, Going out and working for $8, $9 an hour at some of these food chains, whatever, um, where are you gonna go? I mean, back in the 70s and 80s, when in New York, our houses were going for like $70,000. By the time 2000 came along, our house was worth 4 times that much. Now, back in the 70s and 80s, well, definitely in the 80s, I was making $8, $9 an hour, what they're paying now. And that didn't get me out of my parents' room, my parents' house, you know? I mean, I had enough money to have a nice car, I paid my insurance, I went out and I did my partying, I had my money for my gas, whatever, but it was just enough. So I was living from paycheck to paycheck and working my butt off for 8 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, and you know what? Didn't matter how much I mean, if you're out there working, even if you make 200 a day, you're gonna end up one way or another earning it. I mean, and if you're doing physical labor, how long will you be able to do that physical labor? Living proof that by the time I was 40, my body totally started falling apart. So the one thing I could say is you have to take action, and don't think that nobody cares, because I'm sure if you have parents, they care about you. If you have friends, they care about you. If you have relatives, they care about you. There are people that care about you, and the people that don't care about you, put them out of your life. Get rid of the negatives. Don't let people think that you're a loser because you have depression and now you're going to be stuck at home forever and blah, blah, blah. Forget that. Prove to them that, you know what, just because I have depression doesn't mean that I can't make money, and probably even more money than some of those so-called friends um, are making now. I mean, and they're working their butts off, and they may be right now losing their jobs, and they still look down on you. Anybody that look down on people with depression, first of all, are ignorant. Second of all, like I said in my first video, there's been many, many famous people, and you can look it up on the internet, famous people with depression, and you will see that George Washington, I mean, the list is too long. I mean, if you go to the website, 135 celebrities with depression, you'll see that the list is huge. I mean, Elton John, George Michael, Thomas Jefferson. I mean, some of the greatest artists and greatest musicians of all time and actresses. And they all suffered depression. But you know what kept them going? Was the thought of being positive and knowing that if they got out of bed and took action, they would make money. Well, I'm not telling you to get out of your bed and have to get dressed and take a shower and get in your car and drive an hour and a half for $300 a week, $200 a week, $400 a week, whatever, $500 a week. You think about all the expenses with having a car and gas and getting there and getting back and your time. When you work online and you can make more money, a lot more money, and if you do any system, even if you don't do my system, whatever system it is, if you've heard good things about it, then you follow their system and don't change one thing about their system unless it's a positive and it's not going to waste your time. There's always more ways of promoting, but follow their system. I'm going to wrap it up by saying that if you're ready to take some action and be positive, this is also pretty much a worldwide opportunity. So you can make money from anywhere in the world, which means you promote this opportunity to anywhere in the world, where a lot of times that doesn't happen. So anyway, to see my system, I'd like you to actually see it, feel it, see what it's about. To actually see my system in action, I want you to go to my website. It's www.howimakemoneywithdepression.com. And then I have another website. It's www.blogforcashnow.com. And you could see how I'm using their system and how you will use their system. So it's as easy as that. Go to that website. Go to the other website. If you also want, you can go to makingmoneywithdepression.org. You'll see the whole system right. You'll have the system right in front of you. You'll see like, oh my God, okay. And if you're worried about the cost is only $25 per month, which with the way the payout is nothing. But I just want to be completely upfront. They do have a $20 charge for, they call it affiliate, but really it's for their hosting. Because anytime you have any website, you have to pay hosting. You just can't get away with it, especially if it's making you money, you want to have it. Also, you're going to have to get an autoresponder. And autoresponders go for about $20. And the great thing about them is that it's basically one of those set it and forget it, but not really. I mean, the thing is, autoresponders basically capture people's emails that want to see your opportunity, and then you have messages that go back out to people telling them, hey, come on, sign up, I see that you were at my website. It's really cool, but it is a very necessary tool, and I would definitely recommend an autoresponder. And autoresponders are generally around $20 a month, but they pay for themselves. If they were worth $200 a month, it would almost be worth it, for what it's doing. It's basically following up on all your leads for you, so you don't have to get on the phone with the opportunity. Hey, you don't have to chase down your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncles, aunts, and your friends, if you have any left. Because we know that with depression, a lot of people leave us. And we also know that if we tried other opportunities, that we probably may have lost even family and friend members that don't want to talk to us anymore because we were hounding them and chasing them down. Oh, join this opportunity, whatever. I don't have to do that with this. You don't have to do that with this. You don't have to pick up a phone with this. You don't have to do selling with this. You don't have to do anything. You could do this from your home, from your laptop, from the beach. It doesn't matter. From your bathroom. You could do this because basically once you set it up, everything in general is a system that works on autopilot, and you just continue to use the system. So I'm going to wrap it up with Mr. Peter Pez and say, don't hurt yourself. Take care of yourself. Know that I care about everybody that's in their situation, because I've been there too much on the serious side. do what you got to do, take action, believe in yourself, and just have a good one and take care.